Author's House.
Today, I'm with the author of Echoes of the Past, Dr. Maya Mitra Das. Dr. Maya, I'm really excited to have you here and ask you questions about your book. Before we begin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, as you know, my name is Maya Mitra Das, and I am an MD and PhD, and I've retired right now from the medical practice. I used to work in Children's Hospital Oakland, and right now retired. And I have few hobbies. One of them is, I used to dance. 2 years ago, also I stage, and I I have a hobby of playing classical piano, Western classical, and another hobby is writing. So the three hobbies. So that's in short what I am right now.
I love it. What is the book Echoes of the Past all about?
It's just about the two gentlemen who I took it as to show the people, the readers from they started in a very poor condition, not and they reached their goal, what they wanted to do. One lived in 15th century, another one is 20th and between 20th and 21st century. Both of them, to me, are artists. One is just with works with the hand and sculpture. Another one is a neurosurgeon who is also he's still living, and who still works with his hand, but on the human body, and then heals the brain, with his surgery. So, and then the gentleman who I'm talking about is also my friend. We were in the same class in medical school.
Thank you. How did the characters Niccolo and Rudy come to life in your story?
As I was telling you, that they both use their hands and their imagination. One is making a sculpture, and giving them imagining that they're living them a life. Like he used to cry, come alive, because I mean means quite a lot. He wants the people who are visiting, looking at the sculpture, to see as a real thing. There's emotion, and the sculpture what he did it. And another one also, he is working with his hands and healing people. And they come with their all neurological deficit or had some problem, and then they go after the surgery like a normal person, and in the world. So that is all about these two gentlemen and my book.
I love it. What inspired you to connect the lives of two individuals from different centuries?
Actually, I was fascinated with the person Niccolo, um, and the Niccolo. Everybody talks about Michelangelo, but the Niccolo lived before that, and I think you all know that whom I am referring as a Niccolo in the real history. So I mean, though his sculpture and his art has quite a lot of influence in Florence and around Italy, but still, I just wanted to, take that person and be, what my imagination, how he did it. Not absolutely my imagination is the historical fact, how he did it and how it's gold. But nobody, don't, so many people don't talk about it, about him. So I just fell in love with his sculpture. And the first sculpture which I saw in Bargello Museum in Florence was David. The David of his David, Niccolo's David is about 5 feet or so, but Michelangelo's David is huge, giant. But I just found that it interested me, the Nicolo's David, very much, how he depicted. He's a boy, and he depicted it as a boy, and then he did slay the Goliath, but he had this little smile, which really I loved it. That he did it, but then his head was down. He was he was remembering God, that I cannot do this myself. With the grace of God, I did it. I love that. That's why I just started it, actually. And I went, before starting the book, I went to Paris with my uh, editor and also teacher, uh, writing teacher, and we just having a fun. And then at that time, in the Paris, that museum, there was Donatello's sculpture exhibit going on. It was just a gala thing for me, so I just started there the book.
I love how you touched on, with the grace of God, you can do anything. So I love that part. Could you share any personal experiences or struggles you faced while writing this book?
Yeah, it was a huge task, and um, I am always busy in the morning with my family and other things, and so there's only time me after 9:30, 10 o'clock in the night, after everything done, and after dinner, and I still work like 2 hours or so, or sometimes more. So that was my time, quiet time, and I could concentrate on it. Yeah, there was this kind of struggle because a whole day I'm just doing something else, and then at night, I mean, I just ready to go to bed, but I just made it make me, wake and write. And but it was fun also after some time, when the initial, tiredness is gone, and then I'm energized with the ideas of writing.
Well, I'm amazed with your busy schedule, you were still able to come up with something as great as Echoes of the Past. How did you manage to incorporate the philosophical aspect of creativity in your narrative?
Uh, Actually, it was I just thought about it. I used to be thinking about it, how these two uh, gentlemen, did it. So I just came out of the idea that, there's like a creativity, which is written in the book, that creativity most probably flows inside like a stream, and then you are the one, the person whose body is flowing, he or she is the one who can control and do it in his art form, and show it to the people that this is it, what they were having, the feeling inside the body, and like, and they could depict it in their work.
What kind of research did you undertake to authentically depict the life of a 15th century Italian sculptor and a 20th century neurosurgeon?
Okay, the Italian. I told you that I went to Paris, in the museum, and then there was the exhibit going on, so on Donatello, so I just went and searched and asked the person in the museum um, something, and then, I mean, all the question I had, and they exhibited the pieces, so I could ask them a little bit about the history there, but then mostly, yeah, from the references and the books I got uh, myself, from the library, and then I asked the librarian to, you know, with the references I gave them to search the papers and things like that, reprinted. So I did that. It was a tough thing because quite a lot of research I had to do it for this, and then also the person Rudy, actually he's my friend, so I just personally almost interview him 2 or 3 times. He lives in Newcastle upon Tyne, but came once or twice with me, and then a long conversation, the telephone. We did it, and so I wrote questions, and then he answered all those things. That kind of research, because it's a real life. I cannot get it in the book. He's so I had to do it like this for him.
Okay. How did the quote by Niccolo Bardi, creativity flows like an endless river flowing through all the areas of work and profession, influence your writing process?
That is the main thing which influenced my writing process. Actually, it's the Niccolo is telling, but it is my idea. I was telling the people that this is it. I just wrote it down as that as my character Niccolo, who is the hero. He's talking to me as if this is the idea. You are going through it, and it's actually from me. It came inside from me.
Can you talk about the challenges of writing about characters who are creators in vastly different fields, sculpture and neurosurgery?
Actually, a neurosurgeon was little bit easier because I am not a neurosurgeon. I am in medical field, and he is my friend. So it was directly, I could understand what he was doing, and I could ask him whenever I wanted to, and interview, like talk to him like that. So, and then of course, neurosurgery is not my field, but the thing he did, I didn't want to bore the readers with the details of their surgery, but I just wanted to give them an idea what is going on, so that they know what he was doing. So that was a little bit easier. But for Niccolo, I had to search. I told you that I went to the museum and this and that, and the I had to look at the sculptures and the way the sculpture is done, and then I had to go in details how about the sculpting tools, and how the sculptures do it by piece by piece, little by little. They take it out, and it started forming a figure. So that was a detail of, I had to go to the how the sculpting, how the sculpture do it, and also Nicolo's life, whatever. It's not very well written, his life, so I had to do some sketches from some books, and sometimes also in the museum and the library, and I to give them reference that to do it, to get the printed papers and things like that. So Nicholas was hard actually than Rudy.
Um, in your book, both Niccolo and Rudy discover that their passion and dedication transcend their own experiences. Can you share how this theme resonates with your personal journey as a writer?
Oh, sure, because I just got very inspired with their, inspiration, how they could reach their goal and what they wanted to be, Nicolo as a sculptor and Rudy as a neurosurgeon. So here I am, starting a new area of writing. I didn't write, I started writing about, right now, most probably 12 or 12 to 14 years, started. So it's that kind of inspired me, that how to do it. And I attended the classes, I went to many workshops and things like that, so to have grasp on the writing. I mean, it will be more actually when days goes by, but I improve or something. But then, I just got something to write this book.
How do you envision the reader's journey while reading your book, especially in terms of finding and losing themselves in the process?
Okay. They will find themselves, like that these two people had a goal and they did their goal. That is like an easy thing, but the way they were going in their journey sometimes is too hard, and they were frustrated, and so that part will be difficult for them. And if they had set a goal, they will have also will think that this is also in the journey that I will be bewildered, I will be lost, and how I could get out of this and keep on going.
Now, Dr. Maya, where can we purchase your book?
Oh, it's you can buy it in Barnes and Noble, and also in my website, and you can go through that. Um, so, and also internet, Amazon, they sell it.
So people can get more information about you. Can you share with us what your website is?
It's www.mayamitradas.author.com.
Thank you. And lastly, how was your experience working with Authors Press?
Oh, it was very pleasant. They were very nice to me, and the journey is very smooth and pleasant. We
Well,
developed a relationship like.
well, thank you for the positive feedback. I'm glad that you have a good relationship with Authors Press. You've certainly made this interview interesting. Thank you for answering all my questions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Authors Press.